Good evening, everyone. It's Jazz. It's the West Ham Irons channel. It's been a little while, been a good few days. Obviously, with no matches until the World Cup's over, so hasn't been well. In my view, yeah, only worth doing a show if there's really something passionate to speak about, well worth interesting for your viewers. No point banging show after show about nonsense and things like that. So, welcome West Ham Minds channel. I have been doing one or two things in the background that I hope that you will like and will help me on. Well, small thing, I've changed the badge. I've changed the West Ham Irons badge a little bit, cleared it up a little bit. That's kind of the minor thing I've done. The big thing I've done is, if you have a look there, it's we have launched a new sister channel, a second channel called West Ham TV. So that went live last night. So I will be putting the link in the description on YouTube. Please follow and subscribe. Support the channel like you've supported me. I hope you like the first two videos. It's going to be a very, very different channel. There will be no live shows. I will not be appearing on it, and nor will anyone else for the time being. It will be very, very short 2-3 minute videos, breaking news on any interesting news we find on West Ham and with our viewpoint on it. So I know a lot of people are happy. They haven't got time to sit 1 or 2 hours listening to Jazz. So it will be very, very different, short and swift West Ham news, breaking news, 2-3 minute clips. I hope you like it. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you subscribe, and I hope you give me again comments on what you want to improve on. But yeah, West Ham TV went live last night, so please follow it. It is our sister channel, and let's see how that channel grows, and we'll see that kind of thing, really. So that's kind of what I've been working on. Also, I am working on hopefully going live with the Channel First podcast very soon. We were meant to do it a week ago, but obviously not quite prepared at the moment. You have to prepare the platform and that kind of thing. So it might be another 1 to 2 weeks away, or it might be even less time. I will let you know. It will be going out every Monday evening once it's up and running. So that will be the West Ham Irons Channel podcast every Monday evening, certainly on Spotify platform and perhaps on others. Well, I will let you know. So that's kind of the business news, that kind of thing from the channel. This show, again, following up from the very, very successful Who Will Be Our New Manager, where we covered 7-8 managers in great depth and detail. Love the feedback, love the views, love the interaction, the comments with you guys. And I've come back with kind of part two. Very different. Won't be discussing more than one manager, but this guy, I know a lot of you wanted to speak about him. I know a lot of you mentioned him in the circles, with the fans and the family. And I spoke to my friend earlier on today, who's been a close colleague in the corporate world, who is a season ticket holder with Sporting Lisbon, the club in Portugal, who are kind of probably traditionally the second biggest club in Portugal behind Benfica, even though they'll probably kill me for saying that. They believe they're kind of above Benfica. It's a very hostile Lisbon-based Celtic Rangers type rivalry going on there, really. But yeah, the names on the screen. It's a Ruben Amorim, and as soon as I did a bit of research on him, spoke to 1 or 2 people who know him, wow, now I know why this name has slowly been circling amongst, if ever a club needs a manager. And what's shocking is how young he is, how new he is. He hasn't got a lot of experience, but the potential of the guy, and he's kind of what he's put out there in front of people, it's got people talking about him in such high accolades. I cannot believe any manager or many managers that have been spoken about as highly as this guy in such a short space of time. In terms of, yeah, he's obviously born in Lisbon. Very average player for Benfica. I mean, listen, it's a great accolade to play for Benfica, one of the top clubs in the world. But in terms of international caps and that kind of thing, not much to talk about there, really. But his age is 37, very, very young. I think what really happened with this guy was that he managed Braga under 23s, and then obviously they saw the potential, because then he got promoted to the Braga first team, and literally after about a year, Sporting Lisbon, who are known to be quite tight with their money, they forked out 10 million euros to grab him. They paid the clause, they got him in, they saw something very, very quickly. And Sporting Lisbon are one of these very, very smart ass teams who, if you look at revenue income from player sales, they're up there in the top 5, 10 in the world, right? You know, Bruno Fernandes and Ronaldo and many, many players have come from there like a train. And what they do, their model is they go around the world and they grab the lot of players young, put 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 million clause in there. And more often than not, usually the Premiership, they come hunting, and that's it. They sell one or two players to the Premiership. It goes into millions, hundreds of millions, and it keeps them afloat. And it's a model that keeps them going and going and going. And similarly for a manager, they've paid a clause to grab him. He's won the league for them after a long time in the first season, 2020-21, second season. First title in 19 years. And then there's a 20 million clause in there at the moment. So I don't want to talk about the bad news. I'll talk about the bad news at the end. But for me, as you can see, really, really good age, huge potential, already been spoken about. And I'll give you examples. The guy I spoke with, he's a Sporting Lisbon diehard, year in, year out, season ticket holder. He said he's going to be better than Mourinho. He said he's going to be better than Mourinho, and what a kind of reference and accolade that is, right? So age, huge potential. He's won 3-4 trophies already, I believe. He's won the league. He's won the Super Cup, Portuguese Super Cup, and the League Cup winner 3 times. So if you remember the things I was talking about in terms of boxes I wanted ticked for the next West Ham manager, age is certainly there. He's not too old. If anything, he's very young. He's 37. He's got a few trophies in the bag. Don't forget, this is how Mourinho started, ladies and gentlemen, with Porto, even though, well, he did win the Champions League with them, I must say. But even Sporting Lisbon, they've given Tottenham, I think they've even beaten Tottenham and given them a cracking game in the Champions League. And in the very, very early part of his career, he's kind of done well. He's taken a bit of a knock in the summer where Sporting have lost 2-3 major players, and he himself came out and admitted that he wasn't prepared for that, and it's kind of hit them a little bit this season. But he's slowly getting back to his best again, and we'll make sure that he plans in the future on not to sort of lose too many players in one window, not being able to cover for them really. So age and potential is huge. Why would someone pay 10 million euro clause, especially Sporting Lisbon? They're very, very smart people. They've now inserted a 20 million clause in there, giving him another new contract. So that's kind of the accolade they're thinking about. Everyone is talking about him. The Athletic YouTube channel done a show on him 8 months ago. What is the fuss about? This man has come from nowhere, and he's been spoken about in a really, really big way. Something must be there. In terms of a system, he likes from 3-4-3 system. He does it can change to diamond system. In this system, you need very, very clever, very, very athletic, very, very mobile players, especially in the back three. They need to. Sometimes the middle centre back comes and joins the 2 CDMs in the 4 and helps them so they can go forward. And then if they're really under pressure, then the wing backs go back and you've got 5 in the middle. It's a very clever formation. It's a very adaptable formation, but you need the right players. And on a selfish point of view, West Ham have not got anywhere near the amount of players you need to make this work. We've got crap fullbacks. If Zuma's not on it, or Agar's hardly just started, those are about the only 1 or 2 that can play there. Although Kara might have a future in one of those 3, because you need pace, you need width. It might be a saviour for him, because at the moment I'm not too impressed with him. Wing backs have got to be good. We've got no wing backs at the club. I'm jealous of Trippier at Newcastle, people like that. I think Matty Cash, he's got a lot of issues with this game, but he's kind of wing back material. So this manager coming into West Ham, and to be fair, David Moyes, I think, was looking at wing backs, and it just didn't come off for him, right? He went for that Frankfurt guy, one or two others. It just didn't happen. He was perhaps thinking of going this way, or certainly trying to adopt one more formation other than the 4-2-3-1, which is boring the pants out of us. So I think that's what he was thinking. But for this, you need fast, mobile centre backs, good win backs, and obviously, yeah, I think Skamaka's fine in the middle of the three up front. Bowen hopefully be okay in there. Antonio, but the crucial thing if he joined us would be spend a lot of money on good wing backs and perhaps another centre back at the back if Kerr wasn't the one really. So 3-4-3 system, but it is about changing it during the game, that kind of thing really. So that's kind of the way he plays. This is his biggest compliment and strong point. He's a great communicator. He installs the message into the players very well, and they love him at the moment. You know, their watches, obviously they participate in the training. They just worship him like a god. You know, he's very strong, very popular. But the good thing is that he is a strong personality, which means he's not like Bilic where he's friends, pally, very soft. He's not like that. He's got it all like Fergie and all the great managers before that. He's very well organized, a great communicator in putting his message across and changing things. Strong personality, popular, but he has got that side that you don't mess with him. I think he's been sent off a good few times. He's had a few issues like that, so he has got that dark side to him, which I love. So he's a bit flexible, and he is obviously at such a young age. He's a leader. So he's a leader. All the good things I want. I want a strong person. I want a person with innovation, youth, ideas, potential, energy, everything we need at this time and moment, you know. So I am sold with this idea, but the bad news, everyone, is that his kind of value and worth is going up and up. And with that clause, I don't think the West Ham guys are going to go for him. They've never hardly had a manager. They probably haven't had a manager under this new owners that have paid for a manager. All our managers have been usually out of work, easy to settle, coming free. You're going to have to pay. You're going to have to pay a little bit to get this man in. And during my research, I have found out that some very top clubs have considered him. I think Spurs were thinking about him. They've got him on their list for the future. Big teams like that have got him on their notepad as their number 2, number 1, whatever, if the opportunity ever comes up. So he's going to be on the shelf. He has said that he's not interested in moving anywhere at the moment. He's enjoying, but they all say that Premiership is the biggest league in the world. It's the richest league in the world, and the right clubs come knocking. I mean, surprisingly, Wolves. I mean, I think Wolves are struggling. They're perhaps not, even though Mendes is such a big name in Portugal. I'm surprised they haven't gone for him. But perhaps he's that well thought of and such high regard. He's waiting for a bigger club. Again, I've always felt if you've got the right owners, the right potential, the right squad, the right way of selling the club, you can grab anyone, right? I don't believe in that. Oh, you won't come to us. He's too big for us. I've told you how big I think we are. I have no issues with this man coming in, right? Ruben Amorim, for me, you remember when we spoke about the PPMs, points per manager? So if I go into that, it's obviously Portuguese league. Yeah, it's 2.21 at Sporting. It's through the roof. If you remember, PPM is the one where I said near to amazing. He's above that, right? Braga, it was 2.38. Absolutely amazing. Wherever he's been, it's been 2, right? 2.38, 2.21. I can't see the only thing again out the list. If you remember, he hasn't got Premiership experience, but then nor did Mourinho, nor did Rafa before coming to Liverpool, nor did Tuchel. I think he was half decent. So I think, even though that was one of my things, I think he's a very young. He just hit the ground running, very confident. He's just one of those guys who looks like was made for management, and I would take a punt on him. It's a bit of a risk, but if you don't, you won't be able to get near the boy. He's gonna go up and up and up. And I'd rather that if he's gonna go up and up and he leaves West Ham, good luck. that means he's done a great job for us. But I think where we are at the moment, we need a bit of help. We need a bit of innovation, exciting tactics, a strong manager on the touchline, someone the players look up to, get excited by. And I think this could be a very, very strong candidate. I would be happy with him if he came in. Again, let me know in the comments what you think. But in terms of the way he's arrived, like a jumbo jet, and great communicator, leader, strong personality, nice, interesting system that can be changed during the game depending on what's going on. I think it's interesting looking at this guy. And that's it for today. I will be back again. Like I said, I'm working on 2 channels now. So I put out 2 videos last night for West Ham TV. Please watch those. It's on Dawson and on, what's his name? Aguero. Something amazing he said on Declan Rice. So watch those 2 videos. Please subscribe. And hopefully, let's see where that channel goes. So Jazz is going to be very, very busy doing podcasts, West Ham TV, West Ham Eyes channel. This channel will always be here for you guys, live as much as we can do it, and all the usual things we do. Please help subscribe for this channel if you haven't, and now the second headache of the West Ham TV. So love you all. Hope you have a lovely, lovely day. And I'll catch up the next couple of days with more exciting shows for you guys on both the platforms. God bless. Come on, you irons. Let's go for Ruben. Take care.